All right, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 21st. Taking a look at NASDAQ, near term range trading continues. Structure largely remains unchanged over the past, what is that, 5, 6 days now. Very clear picture here on the 5 minute RTH chart. Take a look at NASDAQ following that May 13th break of the 21K key pivot there. It's just been consolidation, right? Now, one of the things we had talked about recently is expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. Something that you just always see within price. Taking a look again at the daily time frame chart on NASDAQ. Big push right there. Consolidation, right? Big push right there. Consolidation. And the cycle continues, and you'll see this repeatedly within price and volatility. So the range continues to hold, setting the stage for that next directional move. Whether it is higher or lower, I have no crystal ball, so cannot say for certain. We'll just watch price action for clues for a break in one way or another. Now, this morning, we have a gap lower following what was a pretty choppy session yesterday. Now, if you guys were with us during yesterday's live stream, one of the things we had talked about was during all this choppiness here, really wanted to see the 300 level of interest trade. And I had mentioned, if you play back the tape, I had mentioned that'll likely come during the afternoon sesh. Well, we end up seeing that break lower. Perfect hold of the 300 level of interest. That's going to be one of your easiest money trades on the session from yesterday. So I hope you reviewed that one. Nice long setup right there with a total of 150 points before finally petering out. So pretty nice bounce from the level of interest. Now this morning price is right back into this area, right? Let's take a look here. Yeah, we're right into 300, right near that prior day low as well. Actually, currently beneath that prior day low. And the significance of this level is that it is the kind of the mid-range level of interest. So we saw it hold pretty nicely for these sessions, right? Sunday night, you get the push. Monday morning, you get the push into 150. It's going to be Monday's trend day move. Yesterday, inside day, and now this morning, we're right back into this area. So price has rejected the upper portion of the near-term range. Sellers, their main objective here, their main goal is to get price back down into the near-term range low, 21,150, and potentially into the daily pivot down through here. Buyers, of course, they want to see this mid-range level of interest hold, although it's not the best location for a bounce based on the near-term structure. It is still a good level of interest, no doubt, but based on this structure right here, price is just right in the middle. So as always, anytime price is within a near-term range, your best opportunities are going to be at the edge points. That's why, again, yesterday, that 400 area was so challenging. We talked about that. Talked about that at length. So we'll see how this 300 is going to be treated. That's going to be the focus here off the open 21 300. And be the primary watch as well as the prior day low. Yesterday, technically a true inside day. And so the general rule of thumb with the inside day is to trade in the direction that the inside day breaks with. So if we see some weakness below prior day low, I'm going to be staying cautious with the longs until we start to see 150 and really watching the reaction down into that 150 area to see if buyers are going to step in to defend that point or not. That's the game plan here on NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. No data this morning. No data at all this morning. So nothing on watch as far as economic data. 21,300 going to be the primary focus. And let's see. ES, pretty similar structure. Near term range coming into 5,900. So that's definitely going to be a big level to monitor. Let's take a look at the 5-minute RTH, and yeah, we'll just see a very, very similar structure. ES did have a little more relative strength on Monday and on Friday, but largely speaking, this is just a sideways range. Neutral range. So 5,900 will be on watch. Let's take a look at that hourly 30-minute. Yeah, if sellers get a foothold beneath this 5,900, really looking at 875 and 850 as the significant near-term structural pivots right through there. So that should be an interesting one to keep an eye on. And we still have this. I mean, this is looking way lower, but we still have this massive gap down through here on ES. So backdrop as of right now remains bullish, neutral. Intermediate term is bullish, near term is neutral. Might be another slower, low volume session. We're getting into that summer trading. We've got a 3-day weekend. Market is closed on Monday for Memorial Day. I think it might actually be a half day for CME, but if the stock exchange is closed, I don't bother with the half day futures market nonsense. Not worth the time. Not worth it at all. We got about 4 minutes till the open. NQ is the focus, 21,300. Prior day low right through there as well, 298. You got the overnight low. See, down there at 229. VWAP 335. Let's take a look at our profile. Session volume point of control right here at 300. So we know 300 is significant, no doubt about it. Overnight high is way up there at 444. So let's see. Let's see what we're working with. Make sure you got all your risk settings set up in the broker platform. Make sure you got your game plan solidified. Remember the goal today and every day. We're just looking for that easiest money trade. Very simple. If we don't see it, we don't have to do anything. Always have the option to wait. Always have that choice. 90 seconds till the open. All right, here comes the open. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And again, 21,300 main watch here. There's the open. Around 275. There's 300 being tested. You got the prior day low right there as well, and session volume point of control. So we know it's that 300 area is pretty significant. And then VWAP, kind of the next upside reference point there, 330-ish, 333. Coming into VWAP now. Nice push off the open. It's good volume off the open. You got ES into 59.25, prior day low right there as well. TSX lagging, that's never good. That is never good. Ray, you already got the long? Wow. Animal. The 5 minute? That looks good, yeah. NASDAQ new highs. Bumping into that VWAP area. Conviction monster. Yeah, he's got the backdrop on his side, so with a pretty good location. For those opening drives, I like a little bit closer alignment with the level of interest. That's just my preference though. Trailed to the tick. Ooh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Still cash personally. Session volume point of control shifted higher, 322. We do have a little bit of resistance here in this area from the pre-market sesh, 350 area. Overnight gap fills at 400. A little churn here near VWAP. Volume, of course, tapering down, keeping with the recent theme. Just watching this little structure build right through here. NASDAQ getting back into session highs. See how this little consolidation here resolves. Volume just non-existent already. I mean, look at this. There's your new high of day. NQ is still bumping into some of that pre-market resistance right there at 350. Personally, still all cash. Haven't done a single thing yet. Patience, patience, patience. Fresh highs being made. Coming into that 350 now. There's some better volume coming in. A little uptick, very slight uptick. Well, nice push off the open there. 15 minutes in, just about. Getting into that 21, 400, about 360 right now. That's the upside level of interest in the gap fill location. 15 mins into the sesh there. Bullish 15-minute bar, start the morning. Still cash. I've not seen an entry that I can take. Not a single entry. So maybe a forced wait till 10 a.m. sort of morning on my end. We'll see. We shall see. You got ES pushing back into that prior day's range. Currently sitting just above the prior day low. Volume below average pretty much for the most of the morning here. Historical average is this little orange line. Currently, majority of the bars beneath. Fresh highs, fresh highs, fresh highs. About 10 minutes till 10 a.m. NQ gap just about filled here. Once again, that's that bullish backdrop for you. See if we get a test of that 21,400 into 10 a.m. with the gap fill right there as well. There's that near-term range just continuing to trade sideways. Structure volume point of control is right through here at 400 as well. There's your true test of 400. Still cash on my end. No entry, no trade. It's part of the game. Part of the game right there. Prior day volume point of control up there at 412. You got a very slight uptick in volume on this 21,400 test. See what sort of retracement we're going to be looking at here. There's the shallow already, 375. Got the 50% right there near VWAP, 61% right there near session volume point of control. And that fib is for the RTH move. Should be 930 right here, right? Yeah. About 6 minutes till 10 a.m. No data. Buyers trying there at the shallow fib. Yeah, right back into 400. The shallow fibblers. Coming into 10 a.m., 2 more minutes. Got a strong directional move here off the open. Main watch this morning was the 21,300 level of interest. Holds that support. NQ now into 400. Long idea worked quite nicely. Did not see an entry personally, so could not capitalize on that. All my trades need good location, as per my playbook. So we're just chilling. We got the whole day. ES, you want to keep an eye on 59.25. Keep an eye on this 15-minute bar closure here for NASDAQ. A little bit of exhaustion seen there on the 15-minute, 5-minute as well. And 10 a.m. incoming, about 10 seconds here. There's 10 a.m. NQ off the shallow fib again. Little uptick in volume again. That's better. Coming into the 38% fib. It's that pre-market structure point as well. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was wild. Big volume on the move. 400 stays on watch. Do we know what that was? Thanks, Dave. US European Union trade deal talks. All right, all right. That was 10 minutes ago. Wow. I did take a stab at ES. Bit of a fumble there with that news blip. I had my first order out, did not have a higher order for the exit. So it's a good reminder why you always want to have some take profit orders just in the broker. Put them in there. But we'll take that. We'll take the 8 points or so, 7 points on ES. That one was the 59.25 level of interest with VWAP and the prior day low right there. Pretty nice setup, if you ask me. ES has been delivering some gems lately. Can't complain. So NASDAQ, little churn here near the 400. Looks like that little news blip put price almost into that overnight high. Gotta love it. Even with data, technicals are respected every time. You get that little blip and then volume just tapers right back down. YM pressing the highs. See what's Russell doing. Russell right into the highs as well. NQ not quite there. A lot of churn near the 400. Yeah, not much to do here. May see that session volume point of control shift. If we get another 5 minutes here or so, may shift into that 400. It's pure barcode now. One thing is for certain though, buyers continue to dominate this tape. Look at this volume. Less than 700 on that last bar. 670 on that last bar. Are you kidding me? Patience, key right now. Oh yeah, Benny. Nothing there right now. Just chop. Choppy, 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 choppy. Choppy sloppy. Got ES working its way back into that prior day low level of interest VWAP zone. YM potentially rejecting VWAP. Russell just sideways chop now. Choppy sloppy. Very limited edge in the chop. So even if you have good location, just be careful, be mindful. Be mindful. NQ rolling over a bit into the 38% fib. Session volume point of control right here. Oh yeah, that 30-minute. 15 and 30-minute, stay on watch. That exhaustion bar shows confirmation. This is range trading for you. Near term range trading. So that weekly volume point of control up there about, what is that, 430, 425? And the structure volume point of control for this near term range currently sits right there, 425. There's the structure. Here's where majority of the volume has been done. Right through there. Right through there. NQ for the most part, just within the prior day's range. At about probably less than a minute outside of that prior day's range. CES. Similar. Opened a little lower. NQ back in at 21,400. Snoozy, yeah. I'm with you on that. When it's choppy like this, main objective is just to not overdo it. Consciously think about doing less. Look for reasons to not trade rather than to trade. Session volume point of control shifts a little bit higher there into 393 now for NASDAQ. Volume, still a major concern. Just kind of confirms the slowness. Doesn't look like any of the indices are really moving here. See if we get another setup within the next 10 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be most likely an early sesh. Protect that capital for better conditions. Maybe set some alerts for the afternoon. Focus right now on NASDAQ remains the 21,400. Currently just churning just beneath with session volume point of control right through there. Next 30-minute bar closes here in 9 minutes. NQ actually above 400 now. It's a little more interesting. It's a bit more interesting there. You like this price action? Wow. Wow. That's wild. D-Wall. D-Wall. D-Walla. D-Wall. Hmm. The choppy. D-Wall likes the choppy. Choppy choppy. You don't need to do anything? That's true. Got you searching for your next vacation, huh? Yeah. All right, it makes sense now. I understand. Already booked? Nice. There we go. Back on the 17th. All right, man. Enjoy. Like I said, we'll give it about 6, 7 more minutes here to see this next 30-minute closure. Volume's well below minimum threshold. Minimum threshold usually about 750 per 1 minute bar. NQ just continues to churn here. 21,400. Session volume point of control right in that area. All right, back in that 38% fib. Little microstructure building out here between 375 and about 413. Right through here. Right through there. So we'll see if this 30-minute closure gives us a break of that little structure. Yeah, Ray, I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. No boredom trading, Benny. No boredom trading. Unless you like throwing money away. If that's your thing, then by all means, have at it. So next 30-minute bar closing here in about 15 seconds. Has that very long wick up above it. NQ just holds right there again at 375. That little structure building out. I know Mish probably trading that structure on the 5-second chart. It's been awfully silent this morning. Been awfully silent. All right, NQ getting back in a prior day volume point of control right here, 413. Was it break? Russell finally resolved lower. RTY. Yeah, YM. Both Russell and YM rejected VWAP. Pretty nice. NQ, of course, just churning here against 400. And ES right near that prior day low as well. Sellers right back in NQ at 413. All right, I think we call it there. This is wildly slow. Insanely slow. NQ, I'll be keeping an eye on the 21,400 into late morning, early afternoon, but something like this, typically I'm just going to set alerts like down here and up above the high. So I don't want to get involved. I don't even want to mess around with anything in that kind of chop zone. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. Risk to reward is unfavorable there. So I hope you guys had a good morning. Pretty slow. Pretty slow. But that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it is. Got to recognize when the action's a bit slower. And know when to shut it down, right? So far, no trades in NQ. No trades in NQ for me. All right, Ray. See you guys in the Traders Think Tank. If you're not in the community, check it out. Free 14-day trial. Otherwise, see you tomorrow morning for tomorrow's stream. Have a great rest of your morning. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.